Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 71 of the Unknown Comics podcast. I'm Brandon. That guy's Chris. That guy over there, further over there, is Darren. And we are your hosts for this evening. We hope you're having a great evening. If you are watching us live, thank you for joining us live. If you are listening to us on wherever you get podcasts, or you're watching us on YouTube after the fact, you can join us live Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. All the places. YouTube. You can catch us live, join in our live chat, and have a good time with us. But we're glad you're with us. All right. Well, tonight we've got a special show. We've got one of our favorite artists. New artist doing stuff for us recently. Nathan Szerdy will be with us. I hope I'm saying his last name right. I'll get him to clarify.
Yeah, I'm sure
in a little bit.
Know here in a second.
I can't butcher stuff as bad as Darren does, though.
That's true.
So he will be joining us, and we'll have some neat exclusives to debut tonight. So definitely want to stick around for that. But first, we need to get on with the business of getting on.
All right, so we're selling stuff next week. You guys watched me talk about it a second ago, but I'm going to tell you again. We are got new David Knight Comics exclusives next week for Amazing Spider-Man 22 and also for Rogue and Gambit number 2. Both absolutely stunning covers. The Rogue and Gambit is really, really nice. And then Spider-Gwen's Shadow Clones number 2, also next week. And again, like I said, big Clayton Crane bundle. Less than 100 of those left. If you want to put your name in the hat to win that Clayton Crane art, go buy one of those bundles. That's your chance to win. Yeah. That's the big things we got going on. Of course, we'll have more stuff later tonight as well.
What
you got anything?
No, I just realized if I was going to spoil the fact that we're going to be launching tonight, so I'll wait.
Yeah, that a boy.
Thanks, buddy.
Good job. Self-control.
Nathan's here. Hi, Nathan.
Hey.
You look
How's
good.
it going?
You sound good.
Good.
All right.
I'm in the green room.
It's almost like the exact same color as our wall.
I know. I almost want to do like a color check.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Darren's kind of looks green, but I know it's not. It's like a beige color.
It's beige.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, Nathan, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you coming on and chatting with us for a little bit. You got a lot of fans, a lot of people tuning in just to talk to you and to see what you got for us. So
cool.
So yeah. Well, I guess we can just start with how did you get into comic books and art? That's pretty much a generic question to start with, but let's go.
Yeah. So I used to I had big inspirations like Sam Keith, Dale Keown, all the Image stuff growing up, Mark Silvestri, and all through middle school, even elementary. I just remember like 5th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, we used to read like Cyberforce and all those books and just really inspiring stuff. And once I hit like 16, I always wanted to draw, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. Comics were just like such a distant goal.
Yeah.
Just because it's one of those things where it's like you get to do it if you get hit by lightning twice kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's the way I always felt. Because if you do that, you're lucky, you know. That's the bottom line. And so I started doing characters at Universal probably for 11 years. And once towards the end of that, I went back to school, finished a degree in 3D animation. Thankfully, never used it.
Yeah.
Never used that degree. But I saw Florida SuperCon was going on, run by Mike Broder. And I took a chance doing that show. I had like 20 pieces at the time. And like I'd get a lot of people who would just come up and say, "Oh, we want you to do a cover for us." And I get it all the time though, but nobody really follows through, you know. So but all you need is like that one, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's basically the gist of it. But like I was a huge nerd to begin with. Like I knew all the artists. Like at that show at Florida SuperCon, they had Carmine Infantino was there, Neil Adams was there, $5 per signature. Carmine was doing $10 per sig. Sheldon Moldoff, who created like Batwoman, he was the ghost artist for Bob Kane, stuff like that. So like, I mean, I'm an autograph whore. Like I've got so many autograph books. George Perez only lived. Sorry,
Yeah.
apologies. R.I.P. George. But like, he lived. His wife still lives about 30 minutes from me. So I used to do like free comic book day with him at Smash Comics.
Oh, nice.
Which is really cool.
Awesome.
They're not in business anymore. The owner also passed away, unfortunately, but sad stuff. Sorry, I'll keep it like up tempo from now on.
Well, good night, everybody.
Just bringing it down.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
So,
But,
how old are you, Nathan?
I'm 40.
Okay, I didn't realize you were that close to our age.
I'm an old man.
Well, not as old as me and Brandon, but yes.
Okay.
I'll just stay young over here.
No, but it's just one of those things. Like I've still got like the really keepsake books that I always had since I was like little. Like because I met Sheldon Moldoff at a comic book shop in Orlando when I was like I'd say like 12, and I didn't really understand who he was exactly at the time because I knew he had something to do with Hawkman, but I didn't realize like what all that encompassed at the time. But you know, just all my life, man, comics. So
yeah. So
that's me too. So
would you say
good?
You're more in the DC fandom camp or the Marvel, or can you live in both worlds equally?
Definitely both, I'd say. But like, I grew up like X-Men. Like Gambit was my favorite. My buddy Alex, his favorite was Wolverine. And like we would just like watch the X-Men cartoons, the whole Phoenix saga. Remember that? Like,
oh yeah,
that was the best back in the '90s. And then Batman the Animated Series. I used to come home from like high school and like just fall asleep to that after a while. So like it's very like comfort food for me.
Yeah.
Just because like I can, if I having trouble sleeping, if I put that on. Like I don't know. It's like a hug almost.
Well, it has that very somber Danny Elfman score behind it that can probably just lull you.
No, totally. They had like orchestra to use on each episode too, right?
Yeah, it was scored. I mean, it was scored just like the film was, right? You know, and then just just had that
awesome
tone to it. Yep, that will always be my Batman, is the animated Batman.
Agreed.
So. You know, me and Brandon. So me and Brandon are about a year to 2 years older than you, and so I got into comics because of the X-Men cartoon. That's probably the same as most people in the '90s. But I'm going to say something, and it's going to be awful. But Wolverine and the X-Men was a better cartoon. It was awesome.
I mean,
the Wolverine and the X-Men was a better cartoon.
Yes, I liked it. I actually like it better than the original X-Men cartoon. Have you seen it? The Nickelodeon one?
No. What?
It's only on for
it's
one.
Yeah, it was the third X-Men animated series. So it was the original, then Evolution, and then that one.
And it's on Disney Plus. No. You should go watch it. Wolverine and the X-Men. It is much more adult.
Yeah.
It's like 23 episodes.
Anymore, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is a more polished, but it's just, I don't know, the nostalgia counts for a lot, in my opinion. So
yeah,
I think that's why I'm always going to have, and you know, we've got X-Men 97 coming, and hopefully that kind of
looks like it's going to be fourth quarter. So
yeah. I
hope.
I keep worrying that's going to end up being like vaporware, because we just hadn't heard anything in so long about it. But no, we'll get it.
So
go ahead, Darren.
What about some of your early work? What was your first published cover? Have you ever done interiors?
So I did interior wise. I did my own graphic novel. It's called Lola and the 11 Secrets, and then it was a Kickstarter, and it went really well. I have a book, but I haven't like fully I just haven't added lettering in. It's done though. Like all the art's there, all the pages, it's laid out, everything's done. Since it's just me doing everything, it took me like 3 years to do the first book. It was like 120 ones. Yeah. But first published work was some indie book. I honestly can't remember the name of it. Like it's got this woman on the cover, dollar bills flying in the back. This is not a stripper. It sounds like it though, but yeah. That was the
Greg
first
Horn's
indie
Mad
book. I
Money.
think the first sort of mainstream book was Your Girl 20th anniversary. It was 90 pages, something like that. It was thick, so yeah. And then I got a ton of Vampirellas. Oh my lord!
Yes, you've done a lot of Dynamite.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
so I will tell you that from my.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. The lag is always going to get us on the podcast. So
yeah.
So I was going to say that you kind of came on our radar. I want to say it was 2020, right before COVID laid in, when you did. You were doing early stuff with Comics Elite. You did like a Red Sonja exclusive for C2E2, and then went on to start doing some DC covers with them. But that's when I first saw your work. So when did you really start popping up on the comic scene? Because again, my first time seeing you is when you were doing stuff with Comics Elite, and you were beginning in about 2020. I feel like it was.
I feel like that was pretty much it, though. It is when I started working with them, and then they kind of went off in their own direction with their own books. It seems like, and then I started with you guys and 616. And it's kind of blossomed from there, thankfully.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's warranted. I mean, in the last almost 4 years, I mean, you've put out some really stunning covers. Your Harley Quinn 23 with her laying on the bed. It's probably my favorite cover.
I appreciate the opportunity from you guys, because I mean, I hope I never have that ego that some of the guys seem to have sometimes, and I'm thankful, honestly, because I'm lucky to do what I do. I mean, I'm still every time I get a cover, it's like I want to outdo myself entirely from the last set, but
yeah,
that's always going to be my own inner demon critic. So.
All right, so let's go into chat real quick and kind of get some of their questions out. Let's see. Destry on Facebook asked, Nathan, who is someone in the industry that you really want to work with?
I don't know, work with, but I definitely want work from Dale Keown. He is the epitome of the Hulk and Pitt and everything.
QC on YouTube asking, what do you use as a reference when doing covers?
Sometimes I have a model, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Timeline wise, I mean, when I worked at Universal, I was constantly drawing people's faces and everything. But when we were in our downtime, we used just pencil and airbrush. But we were encouraged to draw to get attention, so that you're not carnivaling and things like that. So I've got sketchbooks on top of sketchbooks laying around. Just here, there's one. There's another. They literally go with me everywhere, though. If I'm on vacation, I'm taking a sketchbook.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a question from Brandon in the live studio.
As in you?
Yeah, as in me. I'm just keeping it consistent with all my other call outs. tattoos. Is that like? I mean, would you say that's like your thing? Like, you like
I don't
chicks
know
and
if it's, like,
tattoos?
it's definitely something. It's definitely something I love to do. And I'm shocked that they let me do it even the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, but I try to keep it mostly safe as far as that goes. At least the first couple times I was safe about it.
Yeah.
Like I was just doing like generic like shapes on Wonder Woman, and I was definitely playing it safe on that one. But as time went on, I got more and more bold about it, especially like the Catwoman tattoo that you're showing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. I love playing with color. I'm a big like color person. So like even though like that's mostly gray cover, it's like the tattoos kind of suck you in.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. At least that's hopefully comes across to other people. That's the goal.
Have you done a tattoo version with Marvel yet?
We got a sketch today that may have had a option of a tattoo version. We'll just have to see where it goes.
It's a secret.
We'll see.
We won't say who it is.
So the real question is, Nathan, do you have tattoos?
I don't. I honestly,
all right.
It's more like I've got this idea, and I think about it, and then I'm like a couple months later, I'm like, I'm not really into this anymore. So I'm constantly going back. I'll probably get them when I'm in my knees and super wrinkly and stuff. That way, like, I'll be definite. I'll be like always like that.
Well, then what you can do is when you're
70 years,
when you're older and wrinklier, you can almost kind of do like the Mad Magazine fold up thing, to where you have like one image when the skin's together. When you pull it apart, it's something completely different.
Exactly.
Brandon.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat with you. I have a lot of ideas for things I would want. I don't like spending. They're expensive.
Mm-hmm. If you want good ones.
If you want good ones, and two, like I can't commit to anything on my body.
I committed to my X-Men symbol, and that's it.
Yeah, and you didn't even get the right one.
I do find it funny when people are like, "Oh, I like the art. I just don't like it with the tattoos. Like, I wish you didn't have tattoos. Is there a version without tattoos?" I'm like, just leave, man. Just that one guy who's just like, "Oh, I don't like tattoos."
He's also asking for a free sketch.
Yeah, usually the same guy.
Yeah, and I mean,
you know who you are.
and let's be real, you're probably going to do that character eventually without in something else. More than likely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, all right. Ben on Facebook says Nathan is the Easter egg king. There's always so many details to his work. And
I love Easter eggs.
Yeah,
I put in like my nephew's initials and stuff, and tiny hidden characters I like.
That's awesome. Adam on YouTube is asking, loving the covers. Do you have any interiors planned in the future?
No, ask me for interiors. Like I said, like I did the whole graphic novel of interiors, and there's a graphic novel that I just finished. I just haven't put the lettering to.
Yeah.
But nothing. No one's asked. No.
Would you actually take on interiors? Because that's a lot of work for not a lot of money.
It's a lot of work. Like it would be like a few pages, kind of like I imagine it would be like just a few, like 2 or 3 pages for like a mini story or in between type thing, kind of like what Adam Hughes does a lot, like something like that. Mike Mayhew does it sometimes, but
I know DC will actually split up a book between people. So
yeah.
So basically, like Marvel Comics 1000, where it's like 25 two-story stories.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the only way. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll ask you before somebody on chat does. What is your workflow like? What are you using? Are you pencils to start, scan to digital? What is your main?
Like I just showed. Can't say what cover it was, but I just showed Darren sketches and all that stuff was in my sketchbook. One of them was actually a small little like remark on a cover that was done in C2E2 somebody, and then I kind of altered the pose a little bit. But yeah, this stuff usually like I'm very like hands drawn first, scan it, mess with it on the computer because the colors on the computer always just come out better. There's no
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
Well, and then a lot of your lighting effects and stuff like that to get, your like we were talking before we went live, like one of these covers we're going to reveal here in a little bit has really like awesome backlight kind of effect, and me being a video person, seeing dynamic lighting like that in a cover, just like this Wonder Woman that's on screen, kind of that same principle. I just absolutely love that. That's just fantastic.
That dreamy glow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think Chris asked a question to me. Maybe it was Chris or somebody else. Why do you do your pre-sketches for covers on red paper?
It's actually for my eyes. Because looking at something when I scan something in, man, I'm cool. It's not why I'm wearing sunglasses. I've got eyeballs under here. I found that like if I wear the sunglasses, it just cuts down on the blue light and everything. And like, because man, I get migraines left and right, and I didn't figure out till later it was brought on by light. It was inherited. Like there's no avoiding it though. My dad got them. But no one else in the family. It's just like my dad, my aunt, not my mom, my brother, not my sister. Nobody else gets them. So yay, lucky me. So like the lighting in conventions kills me. Like the last day, I'm trying to force myself to like drink and pre-medicate to avoid that. But yeah, it's not good. But that's why you always see it like red. It's for my own eyes. Like if I'm stuff like on the computer, like for contracts or whatever, if it's white, I will literally take it into this thing, drop red completely over it, just so like my eyes aren't like burning inside.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no joke.
Huh.
Yeah,
that's good to know. That was a question because we've seen all of your sketches from Marvel, and they always come in red. I'm like, I wonder why red. So that's a good answer. It helps.
Yeah, I like your background in the red. Your whole back.
No, he just saw our branding and decided, you know what?
Yeah, red background.
They're all about it.
Yeah.
I got this today. So slow slag. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's the.
No, we can't see it, Darren.
I don't know.
Yes,
I can't tell.
We're just screwing
it's all
with
fuzzy
you.
to me.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Nathan, for that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Just going through chat just to make sure we. Adam on YouTube says someone is probably going to get a tattoo of one of your characters to have tattoos to have tattoo inception.
Oh man, funny. I've seen tattoos of my work, no joke. But like, if you don't find the right artist, can draw female figures and faces specifically, like face. Oh man, it is not. Yeah, you gotta look at portfolios just because like they can tattoo certain doesn't mean that they can draw like women or faces or things like that, because faces, especially on these, like they can you're getting a tattoo unless you're getting a big tattoo that's like half your arm, like that Harley that you're showing there, like that's not gonna look good like that big.
Yeah.
And like you still gotta smile and be like, wow, that's amazing, but like yeah.
And it's $3,000 to get rid of it if you decided you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
no joke.
What is your in your opinion, what is your Rob Liefeld foot? What is the thing on the human body that you struggle with the absolute most, and you try to avoid it as much as humanly possible?
Oh man.
I mean, it's close to an Achilles, so that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, honestly, I'd say probably because you don't really get to draw on like the Calvin there. You see the back of a foot, but like you're not seeing like the toes and stuff. Like a lot of comic book feet are where it's just like a generic looking boot.
Yeah.
At least that's the way like Rob Liefeld. I remember a lot of those where it just has that like kind of shape to it.
Yeah.
Almost like a reverse thing. That sounds terrible.
Like a reverse what? You cut out a little bit when you said it. What?
Oh, a reverse coffin?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like two little coffin feet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is what his feet look like. Yes. Like it just now finally clicked that that's the shape of the Rob Liefeld foot.
It's weird.
Yep. That's hilarious.
I mean, I did not mind Rob Liefeld's art. As some people like put it down like now, but like you gotta admit, like the guy still created a lot. He still created like important characters, whether anybody likes it or not. Like
he created Deadpool.
So many people. He was the introduction for those kids for regardless, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So when I started reading comics, the big seven had already left for Image. So my X-Men were the Kubert, Capullo,
Madureira.
Joe Mad. John Romita had come back after Wilsh left. So
hold on, I got to see if I got a book easily handy. I'm looking for a book. Hold on. Oh, you guys keep talking though.
He's like, he sent me a video of his office. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You had the Kubert brothers on Wolverine and then on X-Men. So, like, there was almost like no drop-off in quality because that next round of artists up, to me, outside of Jim Lee, who was probably the best of the seven outside of Todd McFarlane, the next round of artists that kind of came in were just as good or better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, Kubert's amazing. There's a Rogue Gambit cover that they did, or one of them did. I can't remember who it was exactly, but oh man, it was gorgeous.
Do
you know the one I'm talking about where Rogue's like above him slightly? Yes.
They're almost kissing. It's on the side of my Jeep.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Darren, tell that story.
What? My
Were you
wife
surprised with it?
Well, my wife did it for Christmas, and I had no idea. So I came home when there was two figures kissing on my Jeep, and I'm all like, "Well, that's not manly." So, but I like it. It gets lots of compliments.
That's not manly.
Like there's plenty of 90s X-Men you could have wrapped that Jeep with. Like the X-Men 1 cover wrapping the Jeep would have been sick, but nah, it's Rogue and Gambit kissing.
I think it's actually. I mean, he has like the X.
But that is my favorite cover all time. Yeah. That cover is my favorite X-Men cover.
The Gambit Rogue.
So,
yep. And be honest, your wife drives that Jeep more than you do anymore, anyway. So.
Oh, that's the orange one. Here they
go.
Oh,
this is the orange one she drives.
Oh, it's on the Gladiator.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kel News. Gambit Rogue kissing is on the wheel well of the spare tire of the orange Jeep.
You have a type.
She really likes putting kissing things all over the car.
Darren likes having Gambit kissing on his car.
Yeah.
Somewhere. All right.
Anyway.
He's hunting.
I am. I still hoping I find it.
Sophie on YouTube says, I totally want a Harley Quinn tattoo drawn by Nathan. So apparently you need to learn how to use a tattoo needle.
Yes.
You can join the Tattoo Alley at the convention.
My buddy actually does husband Tim.
All right.
I'm still Still trying to find it. Dang. Now,
Well,
I'm going to show you. I have Wolverine. It's the black and white cover. Is a Wolverine issue, and it was signed by and drawn on by Senior, and then signed by the brothers, who both worked on the issue as well.
Oh, fantastic! So all three.
Really?
It's in there somewhere. I'm not going to continue looking. I've got a lot of books, apparently.
Well, that's what happens when you're a nerd for, your life.
Exactly.
Like, I have 20,000 comics back in Amarillo that I still need to move to Florida. But until I find a house that's my forever house, I'm not moving them.
I'd say once you move,
I'm too old for that.
Going back to Texas.
So
yeah, those are his real roots.
Yeah,
that's the
only thing keeping him from officially being a Floridian. Is those comic books in Amarillo.
Well,
All right.
So the big announcement that we're all here to talk about, obviously, is you started doing DC, I believe, in 2020, and now you're officially in with Marvel as of 3/8/2023 will be your first published Marvel cover.
That's awesome.
And kind of what went into the feeling of now knowing that you're now a big 2 artist for both companies?
That is a dream come true, man, for real. Because honestly, I didn't think that would ever happen. I would have been just happy had I just gotten into DC. Like that was always like I was on cloud 9. So like this is just crazy. I still I can't wrap my head around it. It's kind of like when you put get a new big thing in your house or car or whatever, and you're just like, it's gonna be a while till I'm like, oh yeah, this is Like I don't brag about it. Like I got my parents can do that for me, But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It was a fun yet complicated story of convincing Marvel, like, hey, this guy needs to work for you. And for months we went back and forth, and finally they go, why do you keep asking? And honest to God, the last time we talked with Marvel, it basically went, why do you keep pushing? I was like, because I like making money, don't you? And they go, wait, what? I go, I've never seen a bad cover that didn't, I've never seen a cover that didn't sell. So isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't we all be here to make money?
Yeah.
And, and then the next thing happened, it finally started, the ball started moving, but.
Like I said, I have a lot, it's mostly thanks to you, man. I wouldn't be doing this were it not because of you. So I appreciate it, you, man, for sure. Genuinely.
Well, I'd give the credit to John, because John, started working with you after Comics Elite, and then, John joined our group, and then which meant we started working together, because I kind of
when I got picked up by John too, that's the thing. Like, I knew, because I wasn't getting those opportunities with Comics Elite anymore. Right when I got with John, I knew I had to up everything. Like,
right.
No, there couldn't be.
Hang on a second. Hey, Nathan, you're cutting out a little bit, so we'll have you start back here in a second. Sorry. Oh, the internet. I love it.
Woo!
All right. It sounds like you're back. So
okay.
Yeah, you weren't getting anything from Comics Elite. Continue.
Yes. And so when John hired me, I was just trying to up my game, man, because I knew there couldn't be any errors. There's no room for errors in a lot of this business, because if you do a bad cover that doesn't sell anymore and people don't respond to it, they're gonna think twice about hiring, because it's expensive to do the variant covers. It's not a cheap thing.
Right. Well, I will say that, for us, just, we've worked with a lot of artists, and it's always, for me, meeting you at MegaCon in person last year completely changed. Seeing how much you love comics always helps me get excited about working with an artist. Like the same thing happened.
Like
MegaCon, for whatever reason, is a nice launching pad for a lot of artists. Because like Kel knew, I met him in 2018 at MegaCon, and he was staring at our wall at Jay Anacleto's art. And from that point on, I was like, this kid just loves comics, and I just want to work with him. Same thing with David Nakayama. When you meet David Nakayama, he is a huge comic nut.
Yeah, he's a super nerd.
He is every bit, and like listening to him and his wife talk about his nerddom is awesome.
Yeah, because she's not.
She's not one bit.
Oh wow, Deathmate.
So
I haven't thought about that in forever.
Get some stand.
Yeah, it's signed by like everybody.
That's crazy.
Oh, there's
We've
your
got
wife.
Sylvester Campbell, Tony Bedford, Bob Layton, Brandon Peterson. The only one I don't have is Jim Lee.
Well, that's lame.
You should have his email now.
Come on. He's technically your work for hire boss.
Yeah. So hey Jim, can you come over to the house? I got something you need to sign.
Right. For free.
So
exactly.
So let's go ahead and we're going to show the cover here in a minute.
Okay.
But I don't know if you know this, but MegaCon is a great opportunity for you for like multiple signatures on this book that you did. This X-Men 20, Jerry Dugan will be there, who's the writer. Josh Cassaro will be there, which is the interior artist. And then you'll be there, cover artist. I don't think the colorist will be there. But yeah, you'll have quite a few opportunities for some signatures of your own on the book that you worked on. So
all right. So we're going to be debuting Nathan's X-Men 20 cover on our video shortly. If you are listening to the audio version after the fact, you can definitely go to our website at unknowncomicbooks.com. X-Men 20 will be, by the time you're listening to this, will be available on the signature versions will be available on our website. Chris, while I'm pulling it up, will you go ahead and let everybody know how they can get X-Men 20?
Yeah, so again, we're going to be debuting it here in a second. He's about to show it off. X-Men 20 is a 2-pack. It's going to be a MegaCon Orlando exclusive. Both covers are both going to be exclusive to the show. So you won't be able to pick them up in person until then. But we are going to be offering a select amount of these tonight, Thursday, the 16th of February, on our website, unknowncomicbooks.com. There will be signed options only. It will come with a COA, and it'll be signed by, of course, cover artist Nathan Szerdy. And
signed in pink.
Yeah, and there you go. So you can see it there on the screen now if you're watching. This is X-Men 20 MegaCon exclusive from Nathan Szerdy. So very, very excited to see it. And again, these are going to be signed options only. We also do have a really big 13-pack that includes all of our convention exclusives for C2E2 and MegaCon. Available at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time tonight as well. Those are going to be raw, unsigned comics, but that is the only way you can buy it unsigned at this time, is that big 13-pack. And again, it's going to be going on sale at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. There you go.
Yeah. All right, Nathan. Well, let's explain that cover. Talk about that cover. What was your? Let's do the deep dive
motivation?
On it.
My motivation? I mean, what you gave me the option. You said Emma Frost or Psylocke, and like I love the colors on Psylocke, and so I played that into the background. Darren wanted her little butterfly effect, like thing that she does near her head coming out as well, just to add to the colors. And I wanted something like impactful as well. So like there's little like. There's a lot of movement to it. Just I didn't want something just traditional still. Like there's a lot of oomph, I guess you could say.
A lot of zhuzh.
So
yes, yeah.
I made a post on my personal Facebook page about how artists who understand color have miles ahead heads up on artists that don't understand color or don't
I didn't want to say colorist. Like, but I was showing that to somebody else. Right when you like said that, I was like, I think he's talking about me. So thank you.
It's you and like David Nakian, like a lot of the artists that
Yeah,
understand
the color
color,
bleeds. Yep.
and
Yeah.
like it's amazing how quicker y'all's careers will progress versus the artists that just hand it to any colorist to color their stuff. And this cover is
Yeah.
a perfect example of the understanding of colors, the pinks, the purples, the flashing red off of the sash, um,
Yeah.
and it's always something that has caught my eye. I think you can be the best penciler in the world, and with a bad colorist, your stuff will look like garbage. But you can
Yeah.
be a decent penciler and understand colors, or be able to have a great colorist, and your stuff will turn out stellar or amazing. And
Yeah.
it's amazing how
Totally.
important the understanding. And now that you can actually do good pencils and good colors, like I really think that's why you've exploded over the last 3 years.
And
I
let's
mean,
not
it's not even
overshadow
3 years
like
since.
the gloss and the vinyl of her
Suit.
onesie.
Mhm.
Like it almost looks like you can almost try to make out an image from the reflection in her, and like that's what stood out to me is like, is there
Thanks,
actually
man.
something there in that reflection? I mean, but
I didn't do an Easter egg on this one.
He's saving
Just
it.
for the
He's saving it.
record.
there you go. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
my favorite. Like, I mean, yeah, the lighting it was part of it, but yeah, the reflection and the vinyl. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes it look like her onesie is, that when she walks, she would go squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah. So do you feel like this is going to feel like it already feels real, or is it going to not feel real until you get to hold this comic book in your hand?
Oh man, that's gonna be unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, the color one on this was big for me, and like, of course, it's just big in general, just because it's my first Marvel book. Like, I don't know how you can put that into words, you know?
Yeah. That's a pretty cool
He wears the
experience.
sunglasses to hide the tears.
Yes. I wear my sunglasses at night.
You should write a song about that.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So
Go ahead, Darren.
we do have a special sneak peek of your next cover as well. Like it's not even a sneak peek. It's just
Yes.
we wanted to show it because we have you here. And I mean, we already have you scheduled for I think 7 covers.
With
I
Marvel.
think
Yeah.
it's 7 with Marvel.
But this one, Marvel has shown you.
So we have 2 of them which Marvel has shown me, but I kind of give the viewers an opportunity. Let me give you your lineup that I have so far. Amazing
Sweet.
Spider-Man 25, 27, 29. Gambit and Rogue number 4, which is a Savage Land Rogue. Sins of Sinister
Yes.
Dominion, which we'll be sharing tonight as well. X-Men X-23 Deadly Genesis number 2, and then of course we've shared X-Men 20. And we asked, I don't know where we're at on the process. Like, I don't want to ask because we haven't heard anything back from Marvel, but there has been a Scarlet Witch request in there somewhere too. So
Yep.
we'll see how that turns out. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Wanna
ready?
show it off?
You ready to show off Sins of Sinister Dominion? Let's do it.
Woo!
Da-da-da.
Hey, Ron Leary. Thanks for watching.
Ron Leary Jr.
Ron Leary. Hey
All
Ron, I
right.
confirmed your doubts.
Check it out.
So again, if you are listening to the audio podcast, you need to go back to YouTube.com, Unknown Comic Books, and find the video version to check out this awesome Sins of Sinister Dominion #1 Magic cover. Magic as in Ilyana Rasputin
Mm-hmm.
for the audio
Yes.
listeners. So
Yeah, so here it is. This is the one Brandon was really talking about earlier with the extra extreme, awesome, cool lighting, and it is an absolutely stunning cover. So kind of, give us your thoughts on this one and, how you liked it and what was different about it between it and the first one.
I mean, what's different is the lighting, colors specifically. I've been trying to play with that. Just 2 different color lights, just to change things up. and see what I can do with it. Just to see visually, I like it. Almost gives it that like kind of like, remember the red and blue 3D, like you'd wear the glasses and everything when you read the little
dioptic
comics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It kind of gave me that vibe a little bit, so I wanted to see how it looked 2D but with those same exact colors.
Well, those in the video world like myself know red and cyan are the opposite colors of light, so they contrast perfectly.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it pops. I like it. I'm really happy with this one. And like the little embers floating around, glowing in the background, just add to that magic.
Yeah.
Is that the limbo embers? Like she's in her hell state?
Yes, exactly.
So as far as drawing these two characters so far, is this like checking them off the list? Like who else is on the list now that you've gotten these two off? What's
the fact that I get to do a Savage Land Rogue is pretty cool.
Yeah. The sketch on that one looks great. So I'm excited to see that one.
That was Jim Lee, right? Who did that first cover, right?
Yes. X-Men 274.
With Magneto, yeah.
Yep.
Just an awesome cover.
So I have this crazy idea that I eventually want to do a homage of. And it's actually based on a Campbell cover. And it's, of course, Gambit and Rogue kissing with Magneto in shock in the background. And then do an Age of Apocalypse version with Gambit and Rogue and Magneto kissing with Gambit in the background in shock.
That's
good.
Eventually, I'm going to make this happen.
All right.
So,
that's
cool.
Let's go through chat here. Of course, a ton of people complimenting the covers as well. They should.
And I will say the Sins of Sinister Dominion will be on sale on a later date. It's not available tonight. Just the X-Men 20 will be available tonight.
Yes. Yep. The Sins of Sinister was just a sneak preview. Some awesome.
And based on my red doodle that we saw, just the sketch of the X-23 cover, I don't know what it looks like finished yet. But I can tell you based on the body style, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited so you'll never have to worry about not having X-Men characters to draw working with Unknown Comics.
Yeah. Or Venom, which we've kind of throttled down on Venom.
We don't have any Venom books right now in the works.
Yeah.
Oh man, there were so many like Venomized characters for so long.
I think May is going to be a real big Venom month. They've got a brand new symbiote they just showed off, a new chick symbiote. So maybe they may just be trying to push it again pretty big. So
yeah.
Okay.
So here's a little secret in the early days of Unknown Comics. I don't actually like Venom. He's not a character I enjoy.
He also doesn't like Deadpool.
But you do Venom to pay for X-Men. Well, now we do well enough on X-Men, we don't have to do Venom. So actually, X-Men was paying for Venom, and I'm like, why am I doing Venom now?
Right.
So,
wow.
But X-Men have always been my thing, and we are roughly 6 months away from breaking the world record on consecutive exclusives on one title. And that will be on X-Men.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
47 straight issues is the record breaker.
Well, early congrats.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get there. I mean,
it's only a few months away.
That's going to be...
Yeah.
That'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's been... So, would you like to take a guess, as you comic nerd that you are, who actually holds the record for most consecutive issues on a book? 4 exclusives.
Was it Elite?
Nope. Oh no, not Sean. It's one of the original big boys in the exclusives that kind of doesn't do a lot of exclusives anymore.
Think more out west.
Like Desert Winds or something?
That's west. Not
no,
quite, though.
It is west. Not maybe
too far west.
A
little bit more. Well, yeah.
Mile High Comics.
Oh, okay. Yep.
They did 46 straight issues of Star Wars.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Was that with Marvel?
It was.
Yeah,
they actually have an Ahsoka Tano cover on like Star Wars number 30 before she was ever even moved over to. Um, I don't even know if they've ever done another Ahsoka Tano cover with Marvel, but he
Wow.
got to do one back on Star Wars number 30. That's actually her first Marvel Star Wars cover.
Bianca on YouTube has a good point. Almost everything is west of Nathan, technically, where he is in
Yeah.
That
Florida.
is true.
I mean,
It is true, yeah.
he could have been in Central
Darren right now,
West.
too, though.
Yeah, Darren's West.
I don't know. I mean, you still everything.
You're in Tampa, come
on. Yeah, but I mean, I still have like New York, and the
That's
big
true.
part of the U.S. population is still east of me.
Yeah, that is true. Is that where you're going to try next after Tampa?
I will not move to Tampa. I'll stay in Sarasota. The highway system. So I will continue to say that whoever designed the highway system in Florida needs to be beat repeatedly.
Yes. They've had plenty of chances to get that fixed. They had tons of chances to do that, but they voted against like the rail system and all the other like public transit things, and so they're screwed. It's their own fault.
Who puts one highway system down the entire half of a state? Come on, do something
for real. 100%. Anyway,
all right.
So getting back to covers, Psylocke goes on sale in roughly an hour. You'll be able to buy COA covers, which I'll actually have done early. Maybe we'll film some of it, go live, and actually show you guys him signing the first round of the Psylocke covers. And then we will be able to start offering COA options on the covers for you with your Marvel stuff. So that'll be exciting. And then MegaCon, of course, will be there together. That's why we actually pushed really hard to get this X-Men 20 so we would have a cover for you at MegaCon. And I'm really, really excited how it turned out. So
thank you.
All right. Well, do y'all have any final thoughts? I'm going through chat real quick, see if there's any last minute questions. Not really seeing anything. Just mainly people just gushing about your
thank you
your covers. Let's see here. Only comic Mario.
So let's go over some conventions.
Oh yes.
What conventions are you going to be at this year?
MegaCon for sure. Trying to think. GalaxyCon Richmond, as well as Raleigh, I believe, and then there's another one. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Is it New York Comic Con?
I do not remember the name. There's another one. I posted it on my page. It's on Facebook.
But is it?
But those are like the only 4 I have, I think, right now that are like definites. What's that?
All right. Is it New York Comic Con?
I haven't talked to anybody about New York yet, except for you, I guess.
No.
I
didn't have it on my radar.
How do you feel about crowded hotel rooms?
Brandon, it was great.
You weren't even in the room with us, Darren.
Yeah, you weren't in the crowded hotel room. You were in your own room.
The artists get their own room. They're fine. They don't have to worry about cramming.
That's true.
Ron's like, what?
Ron's like, All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this live chat. Nathan, thank you so much for joining us. It was a blast having you on. We will definitely have you on later, and we can definitely show off more of these upcoming covers as we are able to unveil them. Real quick, your website. How can people stay in touch with what you've got going on?
Just my last name is Szerdy. It's SZERDY.com is my site. Easy as that. And it connects to my socials. So
fantastic.
You have a whatnot too.
Yeah.
All right. So follow him on whatnot, and yeah, support Nathan. Good guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And all right, so that is it for us. Again, if you're watching us live, we do this every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you can't catch us live, you can catch the video version on YouTube. We usually have it up by the Friday after the podcast, and then also we have the audio version wherever you download podcasts. We will be back next week. We thank you and Nathan so much for joining us.
Don't forget to go watch Ant-Man.
Don't forget, it is Ant-Man night tonight for those that are watching live, and I believe most of us are seeing it.
Yeah.
So, and we will talk to you next week on the Unknown Comics Podcast.
Awesome.
Bye, everyone.